Hey guys, a warm welcome back to the channel. Today I'm sharing my honest review after using the ULTIMEA 5.1ch surround soundbar system with subwoofer, and I've spent enough time with it to know what's genuinely impressive and what's just marketing doing backflips. This is a 5.1 channel setup, so you're getting a soundbar, a subwoofer, and rear speakers to create that full surround sound experience. On paper, it promises 300 watts of power, Dolby Atmos support, Bluetooth 5.4, and app control with features like BassMX and VoiceMX, which sounds like a lot for a home setup that isn't priced like a luxury car. Starting with the setup, it's actually pretty straightforward. You don't need to be some audio engineer to get this running. Everything connects easily, and the rear speakers plus subwoofer really help create a more immersive environment compared to a standard soundbar. Once it's all placed properly around your room, you immediately notice the difference, especially if you're upgrading from your TV's built-in speakers, which honestly sound like they're coming from inside a cardboard box. Now let's talk about sound quality because that's the whole point. The first thing I noticed is the clarity. Dialogue is much sharper, which is where the VoiceMX feature comes in. When you're watching movies or shows where characters whisper like they're hiding state secrets, this actually helps you hear what's going on without blasting the volume. It's especially useful for late night watching when you don't want to wake everyone up just to understand a conversation scene. The bass is another strong point. The included subwoofer adds that deep punch you expect when watching action movies or listening to music. Explosions feel heavier, background music sounds fuller, and overall the audio just feels more alive. The BassMX feature lets you adjust how strong that bass hits, which is great because not everyone wants their walls shaking like there's construction going on next door. Now Dolby Atmos. This is where expectations can get a little ambitious. Does it create a true cinema-level overhead sound experience? Not exactly. But does it noticeably improve the sense of space and immersion compared to basic stereo or even standard surround sound? Yes, it does. You get a wider sound stage, and effects feel more spread out instead of just coming straight at you. For the price range, it does a respectable job of delivering that surround feel without needing speakers hanging from your ceiling. Another thing I liked is the app control. You can tweak settings, switch modes, and fine-tune the sound without constantly reaching for the remote like it's 2008. It makes the whole experience feel more modern and customizable. Bluetooth 5.4 is also a nice addition, giving you stable and quick connections when you're streaming music from your phone. Design-wise, it looks clean and minimal. It fits well with most TV setups without screaming for attention. The soundbar is slim enough to sit under your TV, and the overall system doesn't feel bulky or messy if you manage your cables properly. It's clearly designed for people who want a home theater feel without turning their living room into a tech warehouse. Now for the downsides, because nothing is perfect no matter how hard marketing tries. While the surround effect is good, it still depends heavily on how you place the rear speakers and the size of your room. If your space is awkward or too small, you won't get the full benefit. Also, while the bass is strong, some people might find it slightly overpowering at higher levels, so you'll need to adjust it to your preference. Another thing is that while Dolby Atmos is included, it's not going to match high-end premium systems that cost several times more. So if you're expecting a full cinematic experience like a professional theater, you might need to manage those expectations a bit. But for everyday use, movies, gaming, and music, it absolutely holds its own. Overall, I'd say the system hits a really nice balance between performance and price. It's powerful, immersive, easy to use, and packed with features that actually make a difference in real use. If you're upgrading from TV speakers or a basic soundbar, this will feel like a massive improvement. It brings depth, clarity, and a much more engaging audio experience without requiring a complicated setup or a huge budget. If you want to check the current deal, click the link below for the best price. For anyone building a home entertainment setup without going overboard, this is one of those options that actually delivers on most of what it promises and makes your movies, music, and games way more enjoyable.